All right, traders, welcome on back here this Friday afternoon, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We got to speak a little low, but here to wrap up our afternoon. Great to see all of our students and members alike just joining us here. I saw Billy just before, Charlene, had Kathleen, Mark, Brad, Sam, Scott, all of our students just here with us in chat. Just give me a quick sound check. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear, but should be good to go across all ends here inside our trading room, back on social media at Cyber Trading You. Always the handle right there. Great to see all of us just joining us otherwise right now. Perfect. All right. So, really quick on the lower left at Cyber Trading You. If you're not followed or subscribed to any of our social media streams or platforms, as I always say, there it is right there. The handle on the bottom left, Cyber Trading You. Now, with that in mind, though, we are primed up for a pretty exciting afternoon. I will say we've had a couple good trades work out so far already. MDAI, SOUN. There's a few more other AI companies that we'll call out perhaps. But let me ask: is anyone still in on either of these trades, the SOUN or the MDAI? Those were the two that we were like really peppering right before this meeting started here inside our live trading room. So right there, we've been calling out entries on MDAI from 270. We've been calling out SOUN entries from 865. Bingo. It's not always as easy as you can, imagine it to be, but these trades actually happen so far, right? Don't want to jinx it by saying that, but Jeff, Dave, and it's all right if you're not though, like Luis or anyone else. If you're not in, no news is not bad news. I just asked to be curious, and with that, hopefully there's a lot more, to work with going into the close. I took half my trade out on the SOUN trade just a little while ago. I wrote that to you live in chat. Just got out 9-11 on the first half, and now at this stage, we'll see if this can at least hold support and push up higher. I'm going to definitely just put both on our watch list to begin. How could I not? Just took a little money here, and then for right now, I'm still in on the MDAI just from the 270. That was a big volume level from CVP, basically, we could say, from Trade Station Matrix there. Otherwise, Herbert saying watching sound, looking for a re-entry. So at least to go back to that there. On this trade, where's my next resistance line? Let's find out. Plotted these levels back from like yesterday even. So even this morning, there was a line I had set at 837 just here. I didn't draw that this morning. I was a bit lazy. So these were actually yesterday's levels, which are highly relevant for right now. So it's holding over support here at 9. My next resistance seems to be off of 950. And I have that there in red because I know that there is a lot of selling at that price just from a day or two ago. So that definitely should be a resistance. Along with that, along with all that data I mentioned from yesterday, well, right now live, there's also a 194,000 share sell order. So you tell me, I think 1 plus 1 typically equals 2 as far as where we might tend to find a resistance there on that trade in the event where it does break over 950. If it really wants to keep pushing up, well, 10 seems to be even larger, right? So obviously we're going to focus first on 950, then 10, but SOUN looking good. And then the MDAI, just to jump to that really quick, is this on here? Yeah, there we go. This had a good historical level from the daily chart back at $2.43. We called that out yesterday. I didn't swing trade it. I told you this should be like typically a day trade here, but looking at the level from the daily chart, if the stars align, it's going to lead to a good swing. So far, it has done that, but it's both. It's a good swing here in hindsight, definitely a good day trade either way. And we're going to put the MDAI back on our list. But again, it was kind of based off that break above big level that we had at 270. All right, so really quick, I'm running off one screen here, actually, believe it or not. I'm technically tapped into a couple of different computers here, but I'm running off one laptop, little handicap. Actually, I just want to make one repost here just from our live trading room. Hey, I wrote this to you at 214, right? So as far as like, not just the stock, but the where part, what price part. So just earlier at 214, you'll see that pop up for Herb, Luis, Jeffrey, all of us in the trading room. I wrote now MDAI also testing big R at 270, right? So we had the call out on resistance. We got to see this look to push up higher now. And yeah, I'm going to put both on our watch list at least to begin. All right. So what we'll do though, make it easy for me here, right? Just final. I'll be back in Florida in my normal home office, all my monitors, my good stuff come Monday. So I just want to make it easy for myself. We'll just go right from top to bottom here. And actually, let me just try and see really quick. Yeah, I got to jack this up. Let's see. volume criteria make it even better. So just rip right through this gainer side here, basically. GERN. It's trying to make a move back up. Yeah, it's trying. It's over the VWAP too, right? It seems to be above the VWAP for right now. This stock has been a huge tease for us over the many years, like that I've been working here with Fausto back from like 2020, 2019, I think is when we really first started trading it. Eventually the stock will just have a crazy short squeeze to it. Maybe there was news that came out overnight tonight or this past evening. So for now, I'll put this on our list considering it's moving back up steady. It has a really good order book. You know, that part I like the most, honestly. So I'll give it a look. It doesn't hurt us. It's not like it's high risk. Now, this could be a little bit more high risk. CDLX here moved up pretty nicely just before heading into the mid afternoon, but this thing's been pretty shaky all around, right? Up and down it went. Now, here at this point, you're kind of looking at it shake off of 1350. If it had a better book, I'd be just slightly more interested. For Friday, we'll pass. JTAI, this thing was kind of a bust early on. It had like one pop to it, but that was it. STI, this has been on fire of late, really just on and off perhaps, but back from earlier this week, Monday and Thursday, here we are now. So moving back up to its own VWAP here, and then also likely resistance off of two. Likely, no real big order showing just there yet, but you assume it. So man, kind of similar feel with this as I have on GERN, GERN, but even GERN is actually closer to its respective highs. I'll pass on this STI for now. Maybe I'll just kind of put it to the side here, for at least maybe come back to it if we need to. GoEv, this is an EV company. Canoe, I think is the name of the company. Yep. Just remembered from all the EV hype back a year or two ago. We had Workhorse, we had Lordstown Motors at the time. Jeez, I don't know why I remember all this crap. Have Canoe, obviously Rivian, but you know this stock took a huge hit over time. Fell below. I thought it fell below a dollar. Maybe they had to. They had to have done a reverse stock split since. So at that, I mean, it's moved up pretty nicely today. I feel like it's flattened out here though for the most part. So unless it pops by the end of this meeting, we'll skip over to this one's not terrible. Very nice little trend up throughout the day. Actually flew under the radar for myself here. I saw it earlier, but then I kind of lost track with it. So actually catching back up with it for right now. I will put this on our list. Looks pretty decent. Already above a decent volume level here, 368. You could actually see that there on the right side of my screen. So as long as it stays above that and pushes higher here soon, looking nice. Also, maybe this too, AKBA, actually right now live from like the last few seconds, breaking a new HOD as we're talking. Looks like on the daily chart too, it's approaching some decent resistance back from even last year. 183, you could say that is back from August 2nd. And then here, 79, and then probably 80 here, 82. So it's getting close towards 52-week highs, basically, right? The AKBA. So I'll add this as well, kind of low risk. Couple different runner options here. We know that not all of these are going to run, right? I'd like to think that we all know that not all of these are going to run perfectly into the close, but you want to start with stocks that have good spreads, good trends, and typically those that are closer to the highs. Closer to the highs. So we've got a decent list already. I like what we got, right? SOUN included. That one's kind of just, not up a whole lot there at all. It's actually down percentage-wise, if I'm not mistaken, but trending well. And BTDR, Bitdeer Technologies Group. Really quick, Rich, if you want to assist just for me on this one, handicap today. You want to just post the news out on the stock, or maybe just what this company does. If there's no like actual news overnight, just if there's a description on this company, is it Bitcoin related? Bitdeer, I don't know. I'm just shooting from the hip on that, but even as I'm talking, the chart looks great, but actually the order book is opening up a little bit right now. So just be mindful of that. You got an iceberg also here at 780. The fact that there's an iceberg order there is actually good. It shows that there's a clear level to watch out for, right? But I wouldn't expect for this to run much more if it's not going to break above that big seller. YMI is a done deal. Weight Watchers seems to be a done deal, right? It's not really at the highs. Nah. All right, we'll keep it moving though. So let me know, Rich, what you got there, at least if you can on Bit Deer. Otherwise, we'll just check in with it later on. CXAI, not bad. Wow. This one popped out of nowhere just recently and trending up pretty nice. Last I checked in on this trade earlier, it was doing nothing. So why not CXAI with the other AI trades, MDAI and the SOUN? What's this one? A VHAI? I haven't seen this one. Yeah, it's not looking as good. All right, so we'll pass on this one at least. VHAI. Don't need to trade every AI company, right? Anything else, folks, looking good? I mean, there's a lot more that's on the gainers list, but for Herb, Dave, Luis, Jeff, anyone here in chat, if there's a stock that's up X amount of percent that looks good for you and you want me to look at it briefly, just help me out now. Just type it in on the chat board. Obviously, Mara here, now that we get back to Mara, running beautifully. Now, here's the issue. You know the issue on these trades, especially in the afternoons. These crypto stocks, like 5% of the times we've ever seen these stocks at the highs at this time of the day, have they ran? I think that's a pretty small percentage, right? I'm telling you, like maybe I've been wrong once in the last 3 years on that crap. I say that because I've been so interested in these runs. You expect to see it make this larger push higher into the close, and they never did. They're teases. They just never had the momentum. And I've said it this way every time. I'm sure that there will be a day where I will be wrong, and I will be very happy to be wrong, and we'll have a happy trade on this CLSK and Mara and Coinbase and all that. Well, they're up percentage wise. It's like, they're on the gainers list here. So I am going to focus more on the AI trades first. But I'll take the bait one more time, right? Let's go Mara, let's go CLSK. Probably let's go Coinbase too, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, right back on up. How about the Bitcoin ETF IBIT? Pretty good rebound right now altogether there. I'll probably slap the ETF on now going forward. The IBIT trade at least. All right, now we're building up a pretty big list already. See, this is where we need to get a little bit more conservative with like what we're going to be like putting on our watch list now. Like just be more picky and choosy. It's hard to ignore all of those trades though, right? With all the crypto stocks. Oh, there we go, Luis. Appreciate you there. Actually, a little feedback from Luis there on BitDeer, the company, just in the chat board. We are a NASDAQ-listed company dedicated to providing reliable and comprehensive Bitcoin mining solutions. That is enough said. Bingo. There we go. So that BitDeer trade, BTDR, I think that was the one that we had there. BTDR on our watch list. There we go. Appreciate that there, Luis. Another AI company, APLD. Not looking as hot. Pass on that there. Pot stock, CGC. Pot sector was doing all right earlier today. MSOS, ETF, revving back up. It's up over or nearly 10%. Actually, I'll slip this one on our watch list as well. Damn, we got ourselves a pretty interesting afternoon, folks. I'm looking forward to it in just about 15, 16 minutes here. We'll jump back on the mic in just a bit. Luis saying Bitcoin bouncing back up over 69,000 now. Yeah, listen, for as much as it ran up, of course it's going to shake and pull back. So that's where for anyone swing trading the miners, swing trading the ETF, you got to expect it, right? You have to. Long term, my thoughts. We're going to 100,000 at least this year. So that is my plan. And I think that there's a lot of growth long term on these. It's just every day is different. You're going to see these stocks get whacked every now and then. Just be prepared. All right. Heading over to the loser side, though. IMRX, SLS, bunch of crap. Hard to borrow. Groupon actually squeezing up a little bit here. Nice little dead cat bounce here on this one. Don't have a great desire to put this on our list, though. We already have such a big list. We don't need to add really anything else. We really don't need to. Just, like Fausto says, you got to keep it simple. Just looking at Adobe from earlier today, it's too expensive, obviously, but just unless if that was right at the low of the day, that would be different. But all right, then a bunch of crap I'm not familiar with here, folks, to be honest with you. So, hey, last call. Up, down, left, right, more than 5%. Anything that you'd want me to check out here, look at just before we finish up, please let me know. Actually, really briefly, I'll just try and open up my Benzinga Pro screen here. I don't, can I get it? I'm getting like handicap one more day here. I'll be back in my normal setup come Monday, but there we go. All right, what do we got here? ACRV, ANIX, probably not a bunch of good stuff there. There's the Coinbase ETF, CONL, CONL, but really, unless if there's anything up a lot percentage-wise on this column here, I don't really look at it. So, what is that? ACRV, I'll just look at that one. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, no need here, folks. All right, so I think that we pretty much got everything. Otherwise, Charlene, on the other one, I thought I saw on the scanner. We'll look at it at least. The annex trade. It's a little flat. I could add it to our list. Just there's definitely a lot better that we already have on. So, I always like the suggestions because who knows? There might be one that actually is jaw dropping. It's like, hoo, okay, well, we have to. But I like the fact that this is actually much closer to the highs here, Dave. This MNMD. This is sticking near the highs pretty damn well, and that we really want to see. Just in terms of trend, it's almost like I'd rather see it like just keep going, right? I'd rather focus on the stocks that are trending better at this time right now, but it's a decent look. I'll put this on our side list, right? Come back to it at like 315 if nothing else is moving as hot. And if it like blasts right through as we finish up, then subject to change. Michael's saying BITO pushing higher. That's right. I have the Bitcoin, the other Bitcoin ETF. I got IBIT on there. Same thing, right? So all the Bitcoiners are going up. I'm a fan of that. So we'll at least try and follow the main ones that we typically call out, the ones that I'll be putting on the watch list there myself. And then, hey, folks, listen, like we said before, the reason I'm putting some on the list, some aren't, because there's a lot moving all together, right? But start and stick with what's on our watch list. I just scanned the market right for all of us here. And there's going to be a great chance to capitalize on any of these trades that we'll be focusing on at first. And then at that point, maybe at 315, certainly by 330, we will be scanning elsewhere. We'll be all hands on deck at that point, seeing if there's any other pushes heading into the end of the week. And otherwise, folks, we'll talk at 3 o'clock. For all of us on YouTube, Facebook Live, etc., if you're interested in joining our live trading room, just scan that QR code on the top left of the stream. If you're fancy with your phone, fancy with your camera. Got one of us really quickly here. Don't mind if I do. I got you here. Please check the Dow Jones. Absolutely. Now, or the DJX.X, or is it the DJAI? Dow Jones for me on TradeStation, I always get confused. So DJX.X is the one I know of, Dow Jones Industrial Average, but there's another ticker though. That's the actual. Is it DIA? Ah. Oh, is this? No. This is an ETF for the Dow Jones. This is an ETF here, DIA. Either way, just to show, I typically go SPY and I typically go SPX.X, which is the S&P 500. So I can at least show you that. I apologize for not getting the actual Dow Jones ticker up there for you, but been a choppy market day altogether. It's as simple as saying that, right? Hey, even heading into next week, just look at the drop off that we had a little bit here. So it is possible. Hey, it is possible that we continue to pull back temporarily. I am bullish long term still. I was bullish from September when I was first wrong on that. So I am still maintaining that stance. Just if we get a small pullback, maybe we have a gap fill opportunity here. That's maybe what I'm thinking, but otherwise we're still holding higher lows. So no real big threat just yet. All right, folks, but otherwise, hey, I'm going to post the watch list. I'll be back on the mic in about 10, 12 minutes, and then we'll go from there. Talk to everybody soon.